I threw him a questioning look. I'm pretty sure it was a complete mess, my hair oily and matted from not washing or brushing in days, dark circles under my eyes, my chest heaving. He swore under his breath, looking at me with his intense black eyes. This is getting difficult. I cringed at your comment. I knew he thought I looked gross. He could probably smell all the sweat and vomit that had come off my body the last few days, especially with his keen wolf sense of smell. Oh, I whispered. I sat up and shifted until my back was against the headboard. Sorry, I haven't showered in a while. He laughed out loud, something that was becoming music to my ears. It seemed that everything was in its place in the world as long as Taehyung kept laughing. He slowly moved towards me and grabbed my ankles. He pulled my body towards him with enough force to lie in bed. I let out a yelp of surprise. He got back on top of me and placed his hands on either side of my head. That's not what I meant, my sweet, sweet YN. You could never smell bad to me even if you were covered in garbage, he said. What I meant was, it's getting hard not to devour you here, right now. You are making things very difficult. His words were so intense, matching the fire in his eyes. He brushed his thumb across my lips. Wait, is he talking about sex? Does he want to have sex with me? Oh God, I think that's what he meant. Oh God, I need to take some cold showers. Oh God. I turn around. Oh, I nodded slowly and swallowed. I'm very sorry. He sat next to me and groaned. You have nothing to be sorry for, YN. I have self-control. He looked at me and wrapped his arm around my waist. But then I have to let you out of my arms, he said. Oh, grumbled. I laughed a little, grateful for the change of subject. I am really sorry. Actually, I took his arm from around my waist if I could have a shower. I feel really disgusting. But seriously, I need to do this. I haven't showered since before I came to Paris. Taehyung groaned, okay. But please be quick. I don't know how long I'll last before I break down the door. And my wolf really wants you to sleep. I promise I'll be quick, I agreed. I didn't want to be away from him either. I fled towards the foot of the bed. I stopped for a moment before getting up. I took a deep breath, I plucked up courage and quickly made my way back to Taehyung. I dropped a quick kiss on his cheek and pulled away from him before he could see my face turn red. Taehyung growled from deep in his chest. You're not making this easy, YN. I smiled as I stood up, proud of the effect I had on her. I felt very fulfilled. I know, I said. He growled again and I laughed. I walked up to the bathroom door happily. But right before I walked in, I looked back at Taehyung. He was still lying on the bed with one arm behind his head. He looked at me with that satisfied, lazy look on his face, like he didn't have a care in the world. He raised an eyebrow when I didn't go into the bathroom. That's not what I meant. Let's not shower together. Taehyung was silent as he walked to the shower and turned it on. He turned to me and placed his hands on either side of mine. He bent down to play with the hem of my shirt, never taking his eyes off mine. We can keep our underwear if that makes you more comfortable. I pushed his hand away. Zenotation spot no. I'm not going to shower with you. He wrapped his arms around me and gently brought me too close to your body. Please. He leaned down and placed a kiss on my ear. I took a deep breath. I sighed, feeling defeated. I can't think of any excuses. But I'll stick with my underwear and you too. He smiled and placed a quick kiss on my lips. Then, without looking away from me, he took my shirt off and pushed my leggings to the floor. I stepped out from between them, wearing only my bra and panties, then looked at Taehyung. I felt vulnerable as his eyes roamed over my body. I could feel the familiar sparks everywhere they played. I tried to feel confident and stand my ground, but the longer I stayed there with him looking at me, the more insecure I felt. What if he didn't like the way I looked? I wrapped my arms around my stomach and my shoulders slumped. It wasn't fair that I was standing in front of him practically naked while he was still fully clothed. Notation spot hey, hey, hey. None of that. He grabbed my hands and pushed them back to my sides, holding them there. Never do that to me, YN. Did you understand? Not with me. His thumbs grazed my palms, I nodded, still feeling incredibly small in front of him. He kissed my forehead and then rested his chin on top of my head. Do you even know how beautiful you are, YN? He whispered. I did not answer. I didn't know how. How the hell did I get so lucky? An intense blush crept up my neck. I was pretty sure it looked like a tomato. Taehyung let out a chuckle. I don't think I'll ever get tired of that innocent blush of yours. That just made me blush more. I took a step away from him and tucked in a lock of hair. Loose behind my ear, trying to control my nervousness. Can we please just shower now? I asked. Taehyung Ryu. These words coming out of your mouth are like music to my ears. I rolled my eyes and pushed his shoulder. Just take your clothes off. Oh, those words are even better. Taehyung waggled his eyebrows suggestively. EU ship. Okay, that's enough. You can go out. I'm going to shower alone. Passed by him, trying to get into the shower. He grabbed my wrist and pulled me back to his chest. Okay, he said. No more jokes, I promise. I narrowed my eyes. One more and you're out there. He raised his hands in surrender. He then slowly brought her hands to the opening of her sweatpants and tugged at the drawstrings. My eyes widened and I immediately turned around. YN, Taehyung said through a laugh. You can look if you like. My body is yours as much as your body is mine. Look at ease. I waved my hand dismissively without turning around. Okay, I said nervously. The truth was, I really wanted to look, but the fact that all I wanted to do was turn around and run my eyes over her luscious abdomen scared the shit out of me. The intense attraction she felt for him was starting to weigh on her. My mind. Things needed to slow down between us, like a lot. I was thinking about it right before I got in the shower with him. Oppa. I felt his hands gently slide down the sides of my ribcage in a smooth, gentle motion. A shiver ran down my spine. Then I felt his warm breath on the back of my neck. You don't know what you're missing, he whispered in my ear. I gasped when I felt him reach down and kiss the mark on my neck. I closed my eyes and instinctively leaned against him, unaware of my own movements. He wrapped his arms around my waist and squeezed. "YN?" he asked, his face still buried in my neck.
Mm-hmm.
I said breathlessly. "Are you going to get in the shower?" "Oh," I laughed nervously. I took a step forward, putting some distance between us. "Yes." I walked over to the shower and leaned over to turn it on, testing the temperature of the water with my hand before stepping under the jet. The hot water felt wonderful and I moaned as my muscles relaxed. I heard Taehyung move towards me. "Wait," I said before he got in the shower. I turned to look at him. I kept my gaze above her neck, refusing to let my eyes roam her luscious body. He raised an eyebrow in question. "This is weird," I said. "Xenotation spot what?" I huffed, irritated. "Stay there," I said. I closed the sliding shower door, which, thankfully, wasn't transparent. So I took a deep breath. I lifted my hands behind my back and unzipped my bra, and then slowly slid my panties down my legs. I knew Taehyung was looking at me through the glass and that he could see the outline of my body because there was a loud growling noise coming from outside the shower. I grabbed my bra and panties and threw them over the door so that hang there, wet. I looked at Taehyung through the glass. The contours of his body were moving and I could hear his deep, rapid breathing. "Xenotation spot then?" I asked. My voice shook a little, but I tried look confident. "You come?" A groan came from the other side of the glass. Before his eyes could slide over my body, I grabbed his chin and forced him to meet my gaze. "Eyes up here, got it? One peek and you're out." He nodded and growled, his eyes darkening more and more with each passing second. I watched his eyes warily. "Are you going to change into a wolf?" He chuckled darkly. "There's no way my wolf is going to take over while you're wet and naked in front of me." He rested his hands on my waist, maintaining eye contact. "Besides, I would never allow that." I swallowed hard. "Turn around, baby," he whispered. "Let me take care of you." He turned me around at the waist and then gently pressed my back into his body. I leaned into his touch and closed my eyes in absolute bliss. He moved me to rinse the shampoo and then repeated the process with the conditioner. Then he took a bar of soap and soaped my body.